Hello, and welcome to the first edition of the Warrior Spotlight on MCTV. I'm Dan, the associate editor on the Beacon newspaper here. That comes out 6 times a year, so make sure to check that out. I'm here with Taylor Galusha, a swimmer on the women's swimming team. Hi, Taylor. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So let's start off with these questions. So how'd you first get involved with swimming?
So growing up, I tried a bunch of different sports, but most of my friends were on the swim team at this pool club up the street from me. So my mom kind of just plopped me in at 6 years old. So I just started doing it and kind of stuck with it. Tried other sports like softball, but swimming, I did it all through growing up, high school, now here at Merrimack.
Interesting. When did you think you could actually swim in college?
I actually never really thought of swimming in college until my junior year of high school. I started getting emails from different teams, and then my high school coach mentioned it to me that it could be good for getting scholarship money, and it was something I enjoyed, so I wanted to keep doing it.
That must have been exciting.
Yeah, it was fun to be able to continue because you can't really do it after college.
True.
It kind of fizzles off.
Yeah. How does this team compare than other teams you've been on in the past?
So it's been very interesting because the team started only a few years before I got here in my freshman year. So it was a lot smaller than the other teams I've been on, like my high school team and different club teams I've swam with. But watching it grow the past 3 years into the program that we are today, we went my freshman year not winning any meets to winning a few last year, and we've been winning kind of consistently this year, which has been super exciting. And it makes you look forward to the progress we're gonna make next year, my senior year.
That must have been really cool to see.
Yeah, it was something that I was looking at for choosing where I wanted to go, being able to grow a good culture of a team, a young team, growing it into what a good team should be. It's been fun.
I know when we talked before, you've talked about some injuries you had. What would you say is the most frustrating thing that's happened in your swimming career?
I think so. My junior year of high school, I injured my shoulder. My shoulder's been a consistent thing that I've had injured. My freshman year here, I missed any 10s in the second half of our season because of shoulder injury. But at the end of last year, my hip started bothering me, and that kind of came out of nowhere. I never really had any issues with my hip. So this year's been super frustrating not being able to swim and kind of having to watch from the side of the pool, but I'm getting through it. So and hopefully I'll be able to swim next year and join the team again.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So what is the best piece of advice that anyone's ever given you just about swimming or just your career or anything like that?
Swimming is very frustrating because you're by yourself most of the time. I mean, you're swimming with your team, but you can't really talk to your teammates while you're swimming because you're in the water. So it's very you're very in your head, but it's more of being able to just kind of stick with it no matter what's going on, whether it's injuries or a tough practice, just kind of putting your head down and just keep swimming, as Dory likes to say.
I would say I can't even imagine just having to just be by yourself, just mentally just be able to just keep going, to do anything you think of to just while you're doing it, or
it ends up being a lot of math in your head, calculating how long till practice ends and how much is left in this set. In high school we had underwater speakers that our coach would use every Friday for to play music. But yeah, it's a lot of you start singing songs in your head and then you forget what lap you're on, and then you just try to make sure you're not the first one done swimming.
Yeah, that seems a good idea to me. And I know you mentioned it earlier that you don't really know what you're going to do after college, but do you think you're going to continue to swim after college, or what are your plans?
So I've been coaching the swim team that I grew up swimming with the past 2 summers, and that's something I'd definitely be interested doing on the side, no matter what career I end up going down, if I can be involved with swimming, whether it's helping coaching my own team, or whatever kids I end up having if they end up swimming, just kind of sticking with it in some form. It's good exercise, but my body's kind of breaking apart, so it's not letting me.
It's very interesting. That's the end of our question. Thanks again for being here, Taylor.
Of course.
Once again, this was the first edition of the Warrior Spotlight on MCTV. We will see you next time.